They're gone.
Go over to Big Ray. For you guys out there on Twitter and Facebook, do me a favor. Let everybody know if they want to go jump back on YouTube. You know what we do. Go over to Big Ray Hernandez on YouTube. I ask you guys to please subscribe there, just in case. That's so funny.
As painful as it is to give Ray a sub, just
do it.
Just do it.
Hit the notification bell, and we are going to be live in 5, 4, 3, 2. We're probably live already. We are live already on Big Ray Hernandez's YouTube, and the full show should be there. So that's cool, I guess. I don't fucking know. Yep, Big Ray's
All
YouTube. Right. All right, first comment, Gammy Wolfers. All right, we're on there. Good. All right, so as we were saying here, 2009 Ring of Honor, brother. Your thoughts? You were watching wrestling at the time, right?
Oh yeah, I was so into 2009 Ring of Honor. It's ridiculous. I'm just kidding. I never really.
You didn't,
really
right?
Much of a. Not really. No.
Okay. It's fucking weird, man. It's not Little Ray's YouTube. That's not nice. All right. Anyway.
All right,
let's see.
That was 2009.
Yeah, we're almost done here. 2013. Oh. Bet you're into this stuff. Was I reporting for Bill Apter? I think I was. Yes, I was. At Impact Wrestling taping, the X Division Championship changed hands when Kenny King defeated Rob Van Dam. So yeah, Ooh is right. This was really good. This was a nice little feud between these two guys. Rob Van Dam was I mean, how many years ago was this? Almost 10 years ago, right? Or more, 11 years ago. Rob Van Dam was still in tremendous shape. He had a nice run at TNA. Oh, more than 10. How many years ago is it now? 11. Yeah, 2013. Yeah, 2024. And Kenny King. Bro, Kenny King. Have you ever had the opportunity to work with him? Were you around when he was? No, not at all, right? No, okay.
Why would you think that?
Weren't you guys? Didn't he come out of OVW? Did he?
No.
I'm thinking about.
I don't know where he came from exactly. I'm sure I've heard it before and forgotten, but no, he wasn't an OVW guy.
Where the fuck did Kenny King get his? Was it a reality show or some shit? I can't remember.
No, he did that later. He was on The Bachelor like a few years ago, after he'd already been a wrestler for a long time.
No, I think Kenny King was on some wrestling thing. Anyway, I can't remember off the back of my head, but I do. If you can look at it, I do remember. Like this being a really great match. Kenny King for me was really, really fucking good. And I never really understood why he never got that shot. Like, did he ever wrestle in WWE? Did he ever make it? I can't remember anything.
Well, so in 2002, he was on Tough Enough, I guess.
That's what it was. Tough Enough. Right. That's what it was. Right.
I didn't even remember that. I don't ever remember seeing Kenny King.
I remember it because I thought he was one of the better ones. And he got eliminated somewhere in the middle of the pack. And I was like, I was disappointed. And then I found that he continued his career and kept, making money. And then he was wrestling Ring of Honor for quite some time. That's where he made his name, Ring of Honor. And then he went over to Impact, right?
I think so. But to your point about him on other TV, so apparently he appeared on a television show called The Strip as Felix. I don't know what that show is. He also appeared on a Nickelodeon series, My Brother and Me, in one episode. He was in an episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 2, episode 15, as a Chippendales dancer. And the dating game show Baggage in 2011.
The fuck is Baggage?
I don't know, but it's a dating game show, so it's probably on the Game Show Network, buried in late night. Then he was on the 13th season of The Bachelorette, which was 2017. And The
Bachelorette.
Yeah. So he's been all over the place, and he just recently left TNA again. So
do you remember that MTV? Remember that MTV show where it was like a dating show where a couple would hook up with 2 other people?
No.
To see if they wanted to stay together? No.
Yes. No.
Anyway, I was approached. Me and Leela, this girl I was seeing at the time, she was badass, and I was kind of badass at the time. It was Very handsome Ray back then, not this piece of shit you see here before you.
Handsome Ray, not Big Ray yet.
Right.
Handsome Ray.
I was kind of big. I was in shape. I was in good shape. But I was walking around with my fucking brown leather jacket. It was a suede brown leather jacket. I got Leela on my arms, and this guy comes up to us. Hey, you ever heard of this show? And it was like, yeah, we heard of this show. Hey, we're looking for people to be on the show. You guys look great. You know, it was so fucking staged. Fucking, we thought about it, bro. But we was like, nah, we ain't gonna do that. So we didn't do it. I should have did it. That would have been cool. Anyway, 2014. We wrap it up here with 2014. The day after NXT's first live event on the WWE Network, Arrival, the brand held its first weekly taping with 4 episodes taped for the broadcast on the network. In the main event of the taping, we had Adrian Neville defeating Bo Dallas to retain the NXT championship. Vet, you are a huge Bo Dallas fan, right?
Oh, yeah. I actually am. Well, I really like this version of him. I really like this version of everybody because this is when NXT was good.
NXT was great.
This is why it hurts me so bad to have to watch this bullshit every week. But this, and then people, like some people talk about, they want to talk shit about black and gold version, but they're thinking of like the DIY era of main events and undisputed era. No. You need to go back.
Big E Langston five gimmick, right? It was back then.
No, he was already gone. I think
he was already gone. Sorry.
But yeah, those shows were great, and just the fact that it was 1 hour, but it was taped, allowed you to really. It was much more digestible.
Right.
And you could plan stuff out, you could execute the stuff, and then it would be good. And now with having to go live for 2 hours every week, it's like you're forced to create more content than you really want to. And that's another reason why NXT's suffering besides all the other shit they do.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Well, I don't know if this gentleman is still alive, probably not. But we're going into the notable wrestling birthdays. 1939. The Missing Link.
Oh, yeah. He's passed away quite some time ago.
He passed away in 2007, actually. The Missing Link. Rest in peace. Who else we have? Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
He has not passed away.
He is 71 years old today. So if you guys want to get on social media and wish him a happy birthday to the Dragon. Also, one of the most underappreciated people in the world of professional wrestling. The great fucking Norman Smiley.
Oh, yeah. Still doing it to this day. He's responsible for some of the talents we're going to talk about later. Black Magic.
Norman Anthony Smiley. To this day, I can watch some of the old hardcore. Yeah. I can watch some of the old hardcore shit that he did when he was wearing the football, the helmet and shit.
Yeah.
And then he was screaming Norman Smiley, and I don't know, I fucking loved it. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I know Colin and Billy Ray Valentine were big fans of the Big Wiggle. Are you still there, Vet, or are you frozen? Oh shit, I think we lost the Vet, folks. All right, we lost the Vet, so he's, let me just, I don't know what to do here. So I'm not gonna leave him on there. He looks kind of weird. So all right, he's back. He's back. All right, the Vet's back, kind of. No, all right. Hey, it is what it is. I used to fucking love Norman Smiley. I thought he was fucking hilarious. Screaming Norman. And the Vet's back. Vet, you there?
I might be back. I don't know.
You're back. What? It looks darker now. Is everything okay?
Yes, that was just
okay.
The other scared. Monitor or whatever.
I thought maybe
internet's choking again for some reason.
The missile hit the silo there, but neither here nor there. Okay, here's a name that you may know. Masato Tanaka.
Oh, yeah.
He is 51 years old today. Is he still wrestling, this guy?
I hope not.
Okay. Well,
fuck, after all, just his matches with Mike Awesome alone should have fucking put him on the shelf forever.
That's right. Finally,
you just throw that guy out the ring, just flying out of the ring onto a hastily set up table, and he just bounce off it and hit the concrete.
Those were some fucking crazy matches. The ECW shit with him and Mike Awesome. That's true. Finally, we have Aaron Aguilera. Aguilera. You know who that is?
It sounds very familiar.
Best known as Jesus and Uno, World Wrestling Entertainment. One half of Los Conquistadors. No? Okay. Well, anyway, he's fucking 46. Isn't that's fucking this guy? Jesus. Wasn't he he was the bodyguard. He stabbed John Cena in the club, and Vet is frozen again. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to jump into what we love to know as NXT. I might have to do this by myself. I don't know. That's kind of frozen. The internet's all fucked up, so we might run through this quickly. We'll see. We'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for NXT. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is NXT. February 27th, 2024. I'm going to remove the Vet here until he gets back on the internets. And we are on the road to whatever the fucking, what is it, Roadblock? Sure, why not? All right, the Vet should be back. I think he's back. Let's see. Vet, here he is.
Am I back?
Yes, you are back. And I just jumped in. I haven't even started yet, but talking about the Roadblock to WrestleMania weekend. I forgot the name of the fucking, what's the gimmick over there? The WrestleMania for NXT. What is it called? Backlash? What is it?
It's called the thing.
The Schneebits.
Takeover.
Right. Takeover. Yes, Takeover.
It's not Takeover. That's what it used to be called. What is it called?
Takeover in Austria.
Stand and Deliver.
There you go, in Austria. That was funny. R-Truth is he goes to Austria instead of Australia. He's like, "Where's everybody?" That's fucking great. So we kick it off, my friend. We see so you want to do this, Vet?
I do, but I'm distracted because now.
And he froze again. Awesome. It's gonna be one of those days. All right, guys and gals. So let's jump into this, man. The show opens up. We got Ilya Dragunov. He's in the ring, calls out Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes comes down with security, a whole bunch of fucking, jacked up guys that are way bigger than fucking Carmelo Hayes. It was absolutely hilarious seeing this. And, they go back and forth and they talk about how, listen, I ain't going to fucking go down there, he says, unless I get a contract to fight for the championship at Roadblock. So, how do you guys feel about Carmelo Hayes as a freaking as a heel now? Again, I'm kind of over Carmelo Hayes. I'm getting tired of Carmelo Hayes. I don't dislike Carmelo Hayes, but I honestly, man, I'm just so tired of seeing this guy. I thought they would bring him up to the main roster a long time ago. Yeah, I agree with you, Dark Side Cast. Meh. And no, Gam Wolfers, it's probably not the MTA's fault that the Vet's internet is down. He's probably rebooting right now, but it's fine. I've done this 1,000 times by myself. So I'm going to ask you guys to jump in, man, and I'll be reading some of your comments as we go around. And, as we continue this thing, like I said, I did this shit for many, many years by myself, and it was, I don't know how I did it. But neither here nor there, man. So it was a pretty decent promo between the two guys, in my opinion. But again, totally tired of Carmelo Hayes. I don't want to see him on my TV anymore. And is it just me, or I expected more from this Ilya Dragunov title run? Maybe it's just me. I don't know how you guys feel. Let me see. It says I could send. Okay, I'll send you guys a link. I'm gonna invite Billy Ray Valentine, and I'm also gonna invite Colin to the show. But it's gonna be very difficult for me to do this all at one time. So Billy Ray Valentine, I'm gonna head over to your Twitter right now, and I'm gonna send you the link here first. So let me see. Where's Billy Ray Valentine? All right, there he goes. Bear with me, guys. I'm doing a whole Ben Hameen gimmick here. So Billy Ray Valentine, I have sent him the StreamYard link, and I'm going to Colin right now on Facebook. Colin, I'm sending you the link here. How come every time I click on Colin's Facebook gimmick, it goes to fucking OnlyFans? It's fucking weird. Anyway, neither here nor there. All right, so Colin, I've sent you the link. And maybe the Vet will take the rest of the day off. Who knows? All right. So I don't even know these guys even watched NXT, but it's fine. It's what it is. So we move on. We have Kalani Jordan. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't forget, we see We see a little footage with Ava Raine. She's walking backstage and she runs into Gigi Dolan, and Ava Raine still hasn't had the ability to open her mouth fully. Her teeth are in the way, but they go to Ava's office, and then hold on a second.
Yeet.
We get the delicious, the glorious, the beautiful. Oh my God, Jada Parker. Let me tell you something, guys. I'm not trying to sound like a fucking weirdo here, but Jada Parker is just absolutely fucking perfect. Like legit, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. Very green in the ring, but my goodness gracious, that is one hot looking young lady. And I think, man, if they take time with her, she's gonna need another 2 years, probably another 2 years on TV, man. But she is, yes, I agree with you. She's effing hot. As Media M5 says, the Blamazon. Oh, I like that. The Blamazon, Jada or Lash. Oof. It's gonna be tough. How about both? I'm man enough.
Yowie wowie.
Anyway, Kalani Jordan versus Kiana James. We kick it off. Oh, I'm sorry. Backstage, both of the girls are going back and forth because Jada Parker, she basically says, hey, I want to do more over here. And Ava Raine's like, oh, okay, you can do more. And they go back and forth. And then, you have Jada Parker comes in. She's like, well, it's my time. It's quite an interesting endeavor between them two. But just two absolutely gorgeous young ladies who have tons of potential. Jada Parker. Jada Parker. Jada Parker, I think, is also a very talented young lady. I think she has a ton of potential. Again, somebody who needs more TV time. Eventually, we'll see. So we get Kalani Jordan versus Kiana James, and that was not a bad match between the two girls. We got Kiana James, who she goes over. Now during this match, I don't know if you guys saw this shit, but what's her name? Izzy Dane. Now we got the whole Shawn Michaels Diesel type thing going on here, and Izzy Dane freaking took Jada Parker as she was trying to get back into the ring. Now Izzy Dane being like a total, distraction. She grabbed her by the leg, and she picked her up, flung her. I thought Kalani Jordan died. She hit the freaking ring apron so freaking hard. It was a really rough fall. Did you guys watch this? Did you guys watch Kalani? I thought Kalani Jordan could have broken her neck because she fell really awkwardly on the hardest part of the ring. But it was a good, solid match between these two ladies. Kiana James again is just one of the best products NXT has pumped out when it comes to women's wrestling. She's very, very good. She's very good. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to, well, you know what? I got some music here. Looks like I'm not alone. I'm about to bring in the man with the master plan, my brother and chief. It is the one, the only, Billy Ray
Yeet.
Valentine. What's going on, brother? No microphone. I cannot hear your microphone, sir. It's all
What's going on? Can you hear me?
There
now?
he goes. I can hear him now. Billy Ray Valentine, ladies and gentlemen, he is here. And Billy Ray Valentine.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
All you guys have been doing is trashing me on our private chat. It's very, very fucking annoying. But thank you for jumping in, brother.
It's really funny.
What's so funny about it?
It was funny. I don't know. It's funny to make fun of you with Colin when there's nothing else going on. I was doing notes. I don't feel so hot. My nose is stuffy. My throat hurts.
Uh-oh. Do you have the RSV gimmick that I had?
I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna knock it out regardless. What's going on? What you doing?
Not much, man. I'm just breaking down NXT. Did you watch NXT this week?
Of course not.
Jesus,
Why would I watch NXT? It's horrible.
So you're doing here.
I mean, there's some hot chicks on NXT, right?
What do you think? What do you think of the new young lady that's come out and she's been all over, Jada Parker?
Let me look her up. I don't know her name.
Oh, please do. Yeah. While Billy Ray Valentine is looking her up, I'm just gonna jump into we have the Good Brothers. They make their entrance and they get the whole jobber entrance along with Idris Enofe and Malik Blade, who I absolutely hate. You guys know I dislike these guys very much, but they're very, very good wrestlers.
I saw this chick yesterday.
So you did see her, right? She's hot, isn't she?
Yeah, she's very pretty.
Bro, she's like facially, Her face is gorgeous. Her body is like unbelievable.
Yeah. She's really pretty.
Ladies and gentlemen, the vet is back.
Look at the hair on this chick, bro. Oh my gosh. This is very nice.
Jada Parker is gorgeous, vet.
Yeah. What's up, Ben? I'm glad you're back so I could leave. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Thank you very much for stepping in for me.
All I did was talk about girls from NXT for like 2 seconds.
That's what I was about to do.
Right. That's the best way. I think to be honest with you, it's the best way to get the most out of the show is just talk about the gorgeous women, not necessarily what they're doing in the ring, just how they look.
Yes.
That's it. And forget about everything else. I mean, I don't know, maybe who's down there that's worth talking about? Braun Strowman is on a main roster now.
Hold on, you kind of sound like Chucky from Rugrats.
Right, I can't do nothing about it. I don't feel well.
Continue. As you were saying, Braun Strowman, you find him hot?
No, not the women. Yes, not the dudes. Yeah, not. You know, but that's it. Let me go back so you guys can do your show. I appreciate both of you, and what's up to everybody watching.
Be on standby just in case. All right, I appreciate you, Billy Ray Valentine. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Ray Valentine. He sounds like shit.
I thought he sounded pretty good.
No, he's fucking sick. He has AIDS. It's only like seasonal AIDS. So vet,
they test that on Lab Rat or
they did.
Okay.
So I broke down
inconclusive. Yeah, where do we leave off?
So I broke down everything up to I broke down the whole gimmick backstage. The stupid promo between Dragunov and Mello Hayes. I said I'm tired of seeing Mello on TV. Kalani Jordan versus Kiana James. Also the argument backstage with Jada Parker and what's her name? What's the other one? Jada Parker and
that Gigi?
Whatever the fuck her name is, doesn't matter. I already went over it. Kalani Jordan. That match between her and Kiana James, I thought it was actually a really good match between the two girls. Kalani doing a really good job in the match. I broke down that spot where, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it, where Izzy Dane violently grabbed her ankle and basically the ring apron. Your thoughts? Prior to the finish. Well, yeah, prior to the finish, because I don't know if you remember, she was standing on the apron. Izzy Dane grabbed her leg. She hits the hardest part of the ring, and then Kiana James drags her lifeless body into the ring and hits the overdrive for the 1, 2, 3, and then we're going into Idris Enofe, Malik Blade versus the Good Brothers brother.
Right. Okay. Well, as for the spot, I don't know. I don't think Izzy grabbed her for real, did she? I mean, that was all Kalani.
It was a combination. Like Izzy. You know how I hate, in wrestling, how you're supposed to do the move and the other person actually does the move. I think she helped her do the move too much. So it added to the impact of her hitting her body on that fucking ring apron. It was just very, very scary for me. But I don't know. Maybe I was the only one to watch NXT this week. Who knows? Let's see what happens.
No, well, I saw the match and I remember Izzy jumping up and interfering because I even had it on my notes. It says Izzy interference leads to the deal breaker.
Mm-hmm. Is that what she calls it?
Yes. Pretty cool pun name. Every finisher has to be a pun of some sort, right?
I'll take it.
It's either a play on your name or something you're doing. So since she's in real estate or whatever and a businesswoman, it's the deal breaker.
Right. Well, now she's in the calendar business, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. All right. So last Tuesday, Roxanne got into a scuffle with Chikara backstage, and that's why when I was saying, like, why didn't she, why wouldn't Roxanne come out there? Everybody else does. And then you could have had a non-finish, and that way you didn't have to beat one of the two ladies. But this is explaining why, I guess, if we can take a positive from it, this will explain why she didn't go out there. So yeah. She was complaining that she goes in the shower and all of a sudden people are getting title matches.
That was fucking
Which is funny, yeah. All right. So Idris and Malik, your favorite versus the Good Brothers, my favorite. It's our two favorite tag teams, respectively, going at it here. I don't have any notes for this. Nobody wanted to watch it, including me. Certainly not you. Magic Killer. Did you have anything you wanted to mention about the wrestling part of the match?
Listen, as much as I hate these two kids, I think they're actually really fucking athletic. And they're very good wrestlers. Idris Inoue and Malik Blade. They are. I thought they got too much in this match. You have these guys that have wrestled and won titles, tag team titles all over the world.
Right.
They were one of the most dominating teams in Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling history. They've won multiple WWE championships, and they're having trouble with Malik Blade and fucking Idris Inoue. This should have been
old.
a fucking
They're old and fat and lame. And, these kids are young and hungry.
One thing
jacked.
One thing that bugged me out, I was like, holy shit, when did Carl Anderson get fucking ripped?
Yeah.
When
he feels like it, yeah, he can.
He looked great.
Them hot Asian wives don't stand for a sack of fat laying around the house.
Remember when she drew Dixel over his face on social media or something like that? Or Cheater? Was it Cheater?
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, they, I guess they wanted to, they're down NXT, might as well let the young guys shine a little bit, I guess was their thought process. I can understand that.
Sure. These guys don't stop texting.
Plus, when was the last time these guys were in a ring in a match, right? Can you tell me when the last time that Anderson and Gallows were on a televised match? I think the last time they were on a match on television, Carl Anderson was in New Japan with the strong openweight championship.
This should have been a 5-minute match, dude. Like, yeah, you get your little, spots with Idris and Malik, but I think the minute that Luke Gallows got tagged in, it should have been over. You know what I mean?
How long was it?
Bro, there's like a fucking 10-minute tag match and went through a segment and everything like that. It was terrible.
Huh.
I mean, it wasn't I don't know, man.
Maybe I dozed off.
It's possible. It's possible. Anyway.
All right, well, who cares about this? Chase U, that's what we care about. They come out and they're like, we're going to give you guys an Andre Chase University size ass whooping. And then Phrazium comes out and they're like, no, we're going to give you some hard hitting home truths. And then the LWO comes out and they're like, Arriba.
Oh, you fucking, you N-word.
Yeah. No, actually, they didn't say anything. They just climbed in the ring from the other side of the ring and jumped on.
Well, isn't it funny how Nathan Frazier Axiom kept saying, at least the LWO does it to your face. They don't come and attack you from behind.
Yeah,
that's
and
exactly
they attacked
what
him
they
from
did.
behind.
Seemed planned.
So these guys all want to be the number one contenders. So I wonder if it's going to be some sort of a fatal 4-way tag team match.
Oof. Oh God, I don't know.
All right. And then didn't they show like the Wolf Dogs looking at this? Like,
yeah,
we have belts on our shoulders. Yeah.
They're cool.
Were they up in the crow's nest or?
Yes, they were.
Okay.
They were up in the crow's nest. Yes.
I'm just making sure. I'm making sure I did actually watch this.
Okay,
we're back in Ava's office now.
Mm-hmm.
And Dragunov passes Oba. So a little tension, a little preview of something to come, perhaps.
We'll see. I mean, that is a big man.
Roxanne makes her entrance, and we come back and we get Jakara Jackson versus Roxy Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Roxanne Perez.
Sure.
Now this is going to be the first time that I have to scold Roxanne because she did a move that she doesn't normally do.
Uh-oh.
And she smashed into Jakara Jackson very badly on that move.
Oh, she did a fucking, the Spanish god? What's his name? The idiot?
Sammy Guevara.
She did a Sammy Guevara, guys. That shit was
it was previously known as a Billy Kidman, but now it's known as a Sammy Guevara.
That was brutal. She landed fucking shins first onto the face of Jakara Jackson. Yeah.
And this is also a Tiffany Stratton, because Tiffany Stratton on SmackDown crushed Zelina Vega with her moonsault. And what these moonsaults have in common is it's not like, the Great Muta would slowly climb to the top and then do a beautiful floating moonsault, right?
I got to take off my sweater, man. I'm hot as fuck. Give me a second, okay?
Whoa.
You can talk. It's good.
It's
Don't worry. I
hot
have it
Ray
on the stream.
Hernandez. Well, I don't want you to miss this, Ray.
I can hear. I can still hear you.
Oh, really? All right. Well, in that case. So anyway, like I said about Muta, like he would go up, he'd hit his floating moonsault, usually nail it, and then plenty of hang time, not crushing anybody in the face, right?
Right.
Now, what are the differences between these moonsaults? Both Tiffany Stratton with the prettiest moonsault ever, and whatever the fuck this was, that Roxanne, I've never seen her do it.
No,
they're like triple jump moonsaults, so you don't really have time to set. It's like 1, 2, 3, go, and then now you're just flying and you're not aiming, and it's just there's no set time. So that's how accidents happen. I say, if you can't, actually, I don't say this. Dusty Rhodes says this: don't do shit you don't know how to do.
Well, you want to see a mistake? You want to see a terrible mistake?
I guess.
This is somebody trying to be funny.
Is that
That's Colin Stevens. It's Colin Stevens.
Oh.
Terrible gimmick.
All right. Well, you didn't have to do that to the people, Ray.
I'm sorry.
It's bad enough you had to see it.
Well.
All right. So so that sucked. I felt bad for Chikara. Still trying to learn.
Well,
she may have a learning disability now.
Maybe that's part of her heel gimmick, because she did land heel first onto the girl's face. Get it?
Probably so. I did get it. Yes. All right. So Lash Legend gets ejected from this match
quickly.
Yep.
Record time.
And then yep. And then it ends in a crossface. Chikara taps out.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit faster than she would have because of her crushed face.
And she held it. Roxanne held it a little longer than she should have. She's very angry. Very angry young girl.
Roxanne.
Dark Roxanne. Yeah. Okay. Anywho.
Any thoughts on any of this that we covered so far, or just move on?
No, we're good.
Okay. So we learn in this next thing with Thea Hale that the old Thea was a loser.
Oh.
Not like new Thea. And then JC and Jasmine go off to talk calendars with Kiana and Izzy that just walked by randomly, even though their match was quite a while ago. Matter of fact, it was like 2 matches ago. So why are they just now walking by, acting like they just got out of the ring? But anyway, never mind the continuity errors. Once again, we have to... Thea Hale's the best at this, isn't she? Isn't she better than everyone at backstage stuff?
Yeah, she's believable. She's believable. It was very difficult for me to take my eyes off her thighs as she was sitting on that box. But yeah, very, very believable.
Like when JC called her a loser, and she's like, "What?" Like her crushed spirits like coming through with the what?
And then you just wanted to
how could you say that to me? Is basically the subtext of that.
You just wanted to like walk over to her, put your arm around her, and just hold her, and then slowly push her head down. Anyway, go ahead. What happened?
Well, it's just saying that was basically it. The other two went off with their new business buddies, and they just left Thea all alone.
Terrible. I feel bad.
And even though Riley Osborne is like, I suppose he could see this. Like if he watched the program, it would explain why Thea was acting the way she was acting. Like they clearly told her to act like that. So maybe he would change his mind about being just friends if he would just watch the show. But I don't blame him for not watching the show.
No, he doesn't have time for that, bro. He's training, brother.
Yeah. He's trying to do those moonsaults that don't crush people's face.
That would be funny though if next week he's like, I was watching the show, I saw that you're being manipulated, so let's give it another go. Yeah.
The Australian now?
Isn't he Australian?
No, he's English.
He's English?
I think so. Yeah.
I thought he was fucking Australian. Everybody's Australian now, so I don't know.
Right.
Jimmy's English or Australian? Jimmy T.
I think he's Australian. Well, he claims he is. He could be doing an accent though.
An accent. Okay.
Accent. Yeah.
Did Jimmy end up going to the Perth? No, right?
He did not.
I'm so glad you didn't waste your money, Jim. It was just basically a talk show with like 4 matches.
Mhm.
Fucking wasted time and money. Anyway.
Yeah, speaking of waste of time, Dijak enters, and then
leave
we get a meeting of the dogs and the brothers backstage. Anything to
I liked
comment
it.
on here? With
Yeah, I liked it because you know that's where they're going with it. Listen, Chase, you ain't beating these guys for the titles.
Oh,
No, it's gonna be it's gonna be these guys, the fucking Good Brothers versus Good Brothers are gonna be NXT champions. Just leave it that way. And then Braun Breaker will permanently go up to the main roster. Spoiler alert, that's what's gonna happen. Baron Corbin
will stay.
will stay.
He'll stay in NXT.
Let me
You get all
ask you
these old bald guys, old tall bald guys down in NXT.
You know what's funny? People are like, "Oh, this must suck for Baron Corbin. He can't." Are you kidding me? Baron Corbin didn't take a pay cut. He's still making the same amount of money, and he doesn't have to fucking leave Florida.
Mm-hmm.
That is fucking awesome, and he's still on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you kidding me? That's like a dream job. Can you imagine making a couple of $100,000 to just live in Florida, probably just driving distance from the fucking arena, and you work once a week? Once a week. Come on, man.
If that. I mean, all I did was stand around with a belt all week this week.
Shit. Am I wrong, though? Isn't that like a goddamn wrestling dream job?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's,
Baron Corbin's a lucky son of a bitch. And he's got the fucking nice house with the fucking expensive liquor and shit. You see how he swirls he knows how to swirl the cup.
Mm-hmm. We learned all this from watching NXT.
That's true. I didn't know that before. I know he had a nice house like that.
No. Well, he used to sleep on the sidewalk and he would spill like pork and beans on his shirt, remember?
Or what was it? Raviolis? Like Mankind under the tree? Why was he eating a cold can of ravioli under the tree, though? I never understood that. You know, he was leaning on a tree. Wasn't he?
Talking about Mankind?
Yeah.
Oh, it was something about like the gimmick was like simulating seeing something in the wild. So it was like he was pretending like he was a wild animal, but it's Mankind.
All I have to say is that in retrospect, goddamn, that stuff is so bad for you.
Oh.
Beefaroni.
Well, it's still going strong to this day.
Oof, raviolis, beef. You ever had a ravioli sandwich?
No.
Come on. No?
What do you mean, come on? I'm not admitting it. I just never did.
I used to take a piece of Italian bread, cut it in half, just put a little bit of butter on it, and just throw some raviolis in there.
Okay. Chef raviolis?
Dark Side Cassie, yeah. You know what I'm talking about, brother. Beefy. For all mankind.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, speaking of Beefy, the no quarter catch crew, boy, they're warming up. They are warming up.
You got the guy doing the fucking shoulder gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Who else you got? You got this guy with the fucking Iron Sheik thing. It's supposed to be 2 of them,
Persian
by the way.
clubs, yeah.
But he only had one Persian club. I ain't gonna do more than one of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, you don't want to wear yourself out. You're just trying to warm up a little bit.
Okay. He's no David Hero, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, we're not going to get any of that right now. Right now, what we get is Luca Crucifino versus Dijak. So it's the law versus the law.
I got something to say about this.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, does it have anything to do with the beef? Speaking of, that's a good transition from the Chef Boyardee. Does it have anything to do with the beef with our boy Bulletproof Blake Troop? No? This is news to you? Apparently,
what's going on?
Old Troop doesn't take too kindly to the fact that he's a guy that's wearing a suit and vest with the sleeves off.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't fuck with Blake Troop.
I don't think Luca is fucking with him.
I'm just saying, maybe you might want to change the gimmick. Well, maybe that's why he took it off during the match, because usually he wrestles with it.
Oh, yeah, he does, huh?
Did you notice that he took it off and he let his hair down? And this is what I was going to talk to you about. It's funny that you mentioned that. So I don't like the wearing the whole suit gimmick. That is Blake Troop's thing, right? But this kid, he looked like a totally different animal when he took off the gear. I thought he was pretty good. I thought he did a good job. I thought he did a good job at making Dijak look good. And I thought, and the kid's not as small as I thought he was as well. Remember, Dijak's a huge individual. Luca Cristofino, I guess they can stay with the whole, lawyer gimmick, maybe change it up a little bit. But the kid, I don't know. I thought he did a really fucking great job. This was a really good match between the two guys. It wasn't a very long match. It didn't have to be. But Luca fought very hard, and he showed me a lot during this match. A lot of I think the kids sold very well, but I wanted to hear your opinion. I don't know if you focused in on this match at all or not.
Well, I definitely got that it was like physical.
Yeah.
It seemed more like a fight than a bunch of choreographed wrestling.
Which it should be, because they're pissed off at each other.
Right. But even guys that should be doing that, they don't do that. Like, if you listen to the Impact Attack, you probably heard me talk about Eric Young and Frankie Kazarian having that match on the pay-per-view. And the way they built to that match, you're thinking, well, this should be kind of intense and personal. And then they're just fucking running the ropes. They should have had this match that Crucifino and Dijak had, where they're kind of just fighting each other. But, they didn't. And these guys did. So
I think they did a great. This was actually a short match. One of my favorite, probably my favorite match of the night. I really fucking enjoyed it. And I think Luca Crucifino, depending on where they want to go with his character, the kid, I think, has a future. He's really, really good. And he looks good. Once he removed that gimmick that doesn't kind of work for him, he looked good, the kid, man. So let's see what happens. I want to see him cut a promo as well, like a live one. I want to see what he does there, because when he does the backstage stuff, the pre-recorded stuff, it's pretty good too, almost believable. So I'm like, all right. So I think the kid has tools. He needs somebody to kind of guide him in the right way, and evolve that character into something else. I think eventually.
Well, I don't know who's gonna do it.
Blake Troop.
Like wrestling lawyer is very 80s WWF as a gimmick. So, they're trying to do it with this, like, it's just so luckily happens that we've got a fucking crime movie playing out we got a crime thriller playing out in front of us with Gacy escaping a padded room, which I guess is Dijak's personal padded room. I don't know if this is in the Performance Center or not. But anyway, yeah. So as for the match, feast your eyes. Luca goes down. Gacy comes out. He escapes with his straight jacket on and his underpants. What?
I believe we're going to find out that Luca Crucifino actually helped him escape, because it makes all the sense in the world how he had the crowbar just there. Like it was like a setup, So I think it was kind of a setup on behalf of Luca Cristofino to help Gacy get out and also attack Dijak. Well, we'll see it play out next week.
Well, it should have been after they broadcasted on national television. It should have been everybody's mission to get Gacy out of there, because he's a kidnap victim. Yeah. Again, in wrestling.
What are you gonna do, bro?
I don't know. Luca has the crowbar. And that's sort of like a old Don Tony deal, right? And who do we transition to from here?
Kevin Castle.
Don Tony.
Oh,
what?
Nothing. You said Don Tony. I said Kevin Castle.
Oh, Don Tony.
Kevin Castle. Great podcast. Yeah.
So Tony D'Angelo wants Stacks to get him, whoever that is. I don't think he means Carmelo Hayes, but
see, I thought he was saying to get Crucifino.
Well, right.
See, I thought Crucifino.
He's going to be the mob lawyer. He's going to be the Robert Duvall in The Godfather.
I think that would be great. That works, because I would have those two guys, Stacks and Crucifino, be a tag team. That'll work. And then, obviously you have the Don as your, like it was originally. Remember with Tony Two Holes that got fucking thrown to AEW, and now he's where is he doing there? Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still doing some Ring of Honor thing with Mike Bennett's wife.
Jesus, what do you mean, Mike? Are you serious?
Yeah, what's her name?
Stacy Keibler.
No, the other one. Chat.
What the hell is the redhead, right?
Yeah, why can't I remember her name now? Like my brain froze, just like my internet earlier.
Chat,
what is her name?
Maria.
Maria, yeah.
Nellis, right. Thank you.
Yeah, Maria has like a stable of two fuckboys. One of them is Griff Garrison, and the other one is fucking old Two Holes.
Tony Two Holes. All right.
All right. Lyra Valkyria walks, and then Kelly finds Noam and Oro and asks who of No Quarter Catch Crew would he like to face, and then he cuts a promo on everybody and how stupid they are, and it doesn't matter. So Noam Dar doing what he does, pretty good, right? I think.
Sure.
Just has an incredibly thick accent. That's the only thing that
I
could get in his way, but I think most people have watched Shrek enough times they can figure out a Scottish accent.
Noam Dar is fucking awesome. I really love the guy. I wish he was 6'6", because that guy would be.
It wouldn't work if he was 6'6". It wouldn't work. He couldn't be like that. He has to be small. That's the thing about him.
Am I wrong for saying that? Like, I think he's so good at everything that he does. He's a good wrestler. He's fucking hilarious. He's hateable, but also really fucking likable at the same time. Like, you love to hate the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's fantastic. I wish they would give him somebody better than that Oral Mensa guy. As a corner guy or whatever, but he's fucking phenomenal. Noam Dar, very, very good.
I was thinking watching the match. Well, we'll talk about that when we get to actual match, but
okay.
But yeah, so Lyra goes to the ring. It's time for Paxum's promised surprise, and the surprise is that like most of the stuff that Paxum was doing was kind of like, it's not. Let's just say she's no Thea Hale in that regard.
No, it's way over dramatic, like silly.
But it was funny when when Paxum said it's time for your surprise, and she like put the feather in her mouth and held out both of her hands with her eyes closed. That was funny.
Cute.
Yeah, but that wasn't it. It was that Lyra pulled some strings and got them a shot against the Kabuki Warriors for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships.
No, good for them. Roadblock.
Yeah, Roadblock.
I forgot the
NXT next week.
The NXT titles were combined with the, so it's all the same shit. Okay,
that's right. And then we don't have time to talk too much more about this because they don't have a way out, so they just send Ridge Holland out there to interrupt and tell them to please leave, which is weird. And then he starts he sounds like an apology. I don't really know what he's apologizing for. Killing those guys, killing Gallus. Don't apologize for that.
No.
Never apologize for that.
Oh, hey, we haven't seen them in what, like 2 weeks now?
Yeah. Ridge Holland is my hero.
He's over.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. But anyway, Ridge Holland is
but apparently somebody didn't like that because the lights go out. And then we get that, the weird cryptic messages, except they have a voiceover this time. And then all of a sudden, somebody appears in the dark with a chair behind Ridge Holland and whacks him with the chair.
Like Colin does the glory hole.
Well, you could have went with a Don Tony does.
Kevin Castle.
But yeah. What would you rate this chair shot, Ray?
7. Solid 7.
Oh, 7. Perfect 7.
Perfect 7. Plus 3.
Okay. And therefore, it is then revealed that this mystery man in the dark is in fact. Well, actually, they don't tell you who he is. They just show his face, and then
they couldn't because everybody's going holy shit, and they're believing it out. He's like, oh god, it's ears and. I'm like, oh fucking what a clusterfuck this is.
Yeah, they got to stop with this.
Vet. This is one of the very few times that I had no idea this was coming. I wasn't on the internet. I didn't know that he had signed with NXT. I had no idea at all. So I was like, who is this fucking guy? Is he going to show? I had no idea who it was. When I saw the silhouette, when I saw him hit him with the chair, I'm like, who is this? Like, I had no idea. And then I hear people saying 10, 10, 10. I'm like, what's going on? And then when it was fucking Sean Spears, as I'm sitting on the train, it was a very nice, quiet train ride, by the way, last night. One very few that I actually have. I actually let out I went, oh. like, oh, I audibly, because the little Arab guy sitting across from me kind of like, what is going on here? Because I think I might have done it louder than because I was wearing the cancellation ear gimmicks.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
I love when things like this happen, and I have absolutely no idea it's going to happen. And it kind of made me chuckle, like, this is cool. Like, I had no fucking clue this was going to pop off. So good for him. Sean Spears back in the WWE where he fucking belongs. They dropped the ball with him when he was the 10 gimmick, I think. I don't know if you're a fan of Sean Spears. Oh, and the fact that they're using Sean Spears, not Ty Dillinger.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing. So what are your thoughts on Sean Spears?
So Sean Spears, when I was at OVW, there were 4 guys from the sort of Northeast area. Like 3 of them were from New York specifically, I believe. And there was one guy from Niagara Falls or whatever, but the Canada side. So you know who that is. The other 3 guys never amounted to anything in the business. One of them actually has passed on since then.
No. Sorry.
But the one guy who was actually cool, and respectful and nice to us lowly non-contract guys was Sean Spears. I've got nothing bad to say about Sean Spears. He's always been a cool guy. They've never really, it took him a while to figure out what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Ty Dillinger really wasn't going anywhere. If you remember, he was like tag teaming with like Angelo Dawkins at one point. And that was like 2 guys that they had no idea what to do. So they just put him as a tag team. Right. And then they each got, they each found something eventually. Eventually Dawkins got Montez Ford, and Spears got the 10 deal.
Mm.
And the 10 was I don't think he ever won any matches, but he definitely got the crowd into, it was something he came up with. Audience participation, which is a huge part of what WWE does now. They want people singing songs and doing, yelling catchphrases and doing that, whatever. They want the audience participating. And he was somebody that really took that. And the problem was, at the time, it was to the point where when he would have a match and somebody would be on the outside and the referee would count, every time the referee counted, the audience said 10, no matter what the number was. Right. And that got over enough to a point that they started doing that in main roster matches with people that had nothing to do with Sean Spears. And I think that buried him.
He made the mistake of getting over.
Yes, because Vince was like, what the fuck is this? And Vince McMahon doesn't know anything about NXT or anybody in it until they actually show up on his program. And then he's meeting him for the first time. So when he finds out that this is the guy that's the reason why everybody's saying 10 in the audience all the damn time and ruining his show, he never had a chance after that. So
he made the old mistake of getting over.
How dare you? How dare you do something for yourself and get over when nobody wants you to get over?
But now we got Trips in charge, and not only is he coming in as Sean Spears, which is the name he also used in AEW. He's like a big FU to AEW.
Right.
That old character of Ty Dillinger is probably dead. Now the fans don't forget, they're still going to be 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. But I think he'll go with that chair wielding, kind of maniacal, character. I'm interested to see what this character will become or what it's supposed to be. I think this is what Scripps was supposed to be.
A chair wielding maniac?
No, somebody who exposes people for who they really are. Like he said, he's a liar. He's lying to himself. I'm gonna beat the truth out of you. I like that. I really fucking like that, guys. And I think Ty Dillinger, God damn it, Sean Spears is going to be a nice fucking addition to NXT. Something fun to watch. I've always enjoyed his matches, whether he won or lost. And I lost touch with him once he got to AEW. Because when he went to AEW, vet, and when I was kind of watching, I enjoyed him. And then all of a sudden he was getting over in AEW, and then they took him off TV. Like I didn't see him for a couple of weeks, and then I kind of stopped watching. So then I haven't seen him in probably over a year wrestle. So I'm interested, vet. I'm interested. And it's nice to know that a guy like that was a good guy to you guys. You know?
Mm-hmm. And that's where he met Cody too, and they became friends, and that's probably a big reason why he's there now.
Oh, absolutely. Yo, this is great. Cody is just fucking recruiting all the people back.
Yeah. In fairness, you know, I'm not gonna go so far as to say AEW dropped the ball with Sean Spears, but they certainly didn't get as much out of him as they could have. And
he was,
you know, I mean, to a point, sure, but they still never, even when Cody was there and probably in control of his creative, he was hardly ever used. Like he's just never been. No one's ever really just taken the reins off and let him do anything. So in my honest estimation, he's very much like there is sort of a ceiling for what he does.
Okay.
He's a very classic pro wrestler. And I say that with a slight tinge of like criticism, because unlike say a Walter, he doesn't cross that barrier to make it more believable. It's always like, well, this is a pro wrestler, right? But that can be a good thing. And there's a place for guys that are as knowledgeable as him and experience as him. And NXT is a good place for him to help be a player coach.
Right.
And also gives him a chance as it's an outlet for him to try things that maybe he never was able to try before. So we'll see if he can somehow if he can tie in his older weirdo 10 character to his new weirdo chair character in some way. That would be entertaining to see if he can do that. So
how about if he paints a 10 on the chair and hits people 10 times with the chair?
Oh, I'm beautiful. Serious. Love it. 10 out of 10 for that idea. Yeah. Why not?
You know, go ahead.
So now all that being said, all that positive stuff being said, this, if you think about it for 2 seconds or 10 seconds, it's fucking dumb as shit and doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like, did he really make this debut and hit this guy with a chair in his trunks?
Of course,
like so he was there and everybody saw him getting dressed, and they just assumed, yeah.
No, he came to the arena in his trunks, snuck through the back door in his trunks, got a chair on the way into the ring, and hit the guy with the chair. That makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, it's those little details that I hate when they do things like this.
So Ronnie's I'm sorry, what's his gimmick name? Sean Spears. He's 43, if I'm correct. 44, 43. So that's like, you know, a wrestler's prime would be, what would you say, between 30 and 45?
I mean,
35, 45.
That's when you're gonna know the most and still be able to do most of it physically.
So he's probably got another 3 or 4 good, solid in-ring years. I do see him as maybe a trainer moving forward. But this is perfect for him, I think, man. And yeah, maybe he's not gonna have a WrestleMania moment or whatever, or be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But I think he will definitely help this young talent in the long run. So I think this is excellent, and I'm happy for him, man. He's getting his payday. He'll be on TV, and he's going to be helping. And if he's as good a guy as you said he was, it seems that, you know, people like that usually want to help the young talent get over and help build something towards the future. So I think all around, I think this is great. And I get what you're saying with the whole how he came into the ring already with the trunks on and shit. But it's wrestling, bro. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna sit here and accept that excuse anymore. It's been wrestling. It's time for something else. Now it's fucking UFC integrated.
Yeah.
So we need to start thinking about like ways that we can evolve the product in a positive way and not keep doing the same old bullshit.
I got it. We'll make it more sports based, right?
Ooh,
And then we'll use a ranking system, like in the UFC,
I like it.
1 through 10. You know, we can do that.
10.
Fucking, you know what?
Yeet.
Just saying.
Why don't you hit the other 3? We deserve it.
Yes, boy. Yowie wowie. Yeah.
All right.
That's the 4 Ys. Saying.
Okay. All right. Well, it turns out that Brooks Jensen wants to be Oba's next victim.
Brooks Jensen is huge. I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit.
Sitting there looking down at Obafemi.
Did you not have the same like, oh, whoa, this is a big son of a bitch?
No, I knew he was big.
I knew he was.
He's just always standing next to Josh Briggs, who's even bigger.
Who's bigger.
That's the only problem.
My lord, because Obafemi's
He's Bull Buchanan's kid. He's big.
Obafemi's a mountain of a man. Now, when it comes to arms and shoulders and chest and everything, obviously, you know, Obafemi is much bigger.
Yeah,
but
everything except height. Yeah,
I was like, oh my god,
and perm. He doesn't have nearly the perm that.
Grow a goatee, kid. Like, get away from that fucking. I can't take him serious with the mullet.
Okay.
Just anyway.
All right, and then Brian Pillman Jr. enters for his match, and then
Love this. Kid.
we come back. And speaking of, can't take it seriously. So security is going to allow Kelly Kincaid to interview Carmelo Hayes.
I hate her.
So again, we're supposed to just believe this guy has this area in the performance center. Just, oh, this is just the Carmelo lounge with all the security, right? Anyway, he basically says he wants that signed, sealed, delivered contract from Ava. No contract, no Mello for Dragunov later. That's what he says.
Yep.
And then we get Wagner versus Pillman. And I wrote down here that Wagner needs a schoolboy off of a distraction to win. And then Pillman just gets up and kicks the shit out of him some more and then hits his finisher on Robert Stone in front of him while his leg is too hurt to get up and do anything. I think they did this backwards. I think they forgot who's big and who's not big in this scenario.
In the pants, right? Well, the only thing I got of this, out of this, excuse me, is that Brian Pillman Jr. is the one guy that can never win a match, but is still fucking over. Does he even have to win?
Eventually.
He's going to have to win eventually, but right now, like, it's still not, for some reason, I find it's still not hurting him. Doesn't hurt his character. Doesn't hurt the believability that he, why can I speak? The believability that he can win a match. But yeah, you're right. The babyface is not supposed to go over with a distraction and a fucking roll up.
Especially not the big, giant.
Should have pulled the tights. Should have pulled the tights for that. No, he should have hit him. He should have hit him with a fucking lariat or something like a spinning fucking kick or something big or his finisher, and then boom, that's it. A roll up. Yeah, I was kind of like, a leverage pin. What? Whatever. Okay.
Well, maybe that's maybe Stone's kids taught it to him, and he just wanted to impress them.
Right.
You want to talk about impressive though?
Oh, what's that?
We get a package reminding us about the Kabuki Warriors and everything they've done since they've had jobs here in WWE. It's easy to forget how like really cool and how much hard work these women put in before they just got slapped together into a semi-racial stereotype tag team.
This is what I did. See if you notice.
Oh, you dragged it. You dragged it further. Oh.
Skipped it.
Well, you probably saw it all when it happened, so you don't need the refresher.
I did.
But then this transitions into a women's locker room discussion here where, everybody starts arguing. And then for some reason, Ariana Grace decides she wants everybody to stop arguing and she wants to keep the peace here. Won't someone please think of the children or something like that? I don't know.
She's adorable.
Well, she was adorable in this part, but hold on.
Oh yeah.
Because Gigi makes her entrance, and then they showed a camera is shooting a Dijak having an argument with Ava in the back somewhere. But who's holding this camera that's shooting them? It's actually Joe Gacy.
I love it. I don't know, man. I'm kind of starting to dig crazy Joe Gacy.
Oh, fuck.
I know you hate him. I don't know, man. Hey, from to each his own. I'm starting to dig Joe Gacy. I'm liking this way more than that fucking, Bray Wyatt ripoff thing he was doing. Joker Joe Gacy, don't mind it too much. Just saying. You know what?
About Joker Jada Parker?
Well, there's no joke about that girl. I cannot keep I'm as a man, as a straight red-blooded American man, I could not take my eyes off that girl. She is incredible. I hope they take time with her though, because she's so beautiful, so aesthetically, nice to look at. I'm afraid they're gonna kind of rush her through the system to get her up on TV, like on SmackDown or something like that, too quick. She needs like 2 more years, but you would know better than me.
Well, I did make a note here that I was just, when I see this match, Jada versus Gigi, I'm like, I see what you guys did here. I see what you're doing. Don't think I don't know what you're doing here.
Sure. It's just a bunch of cake. Whole bunch of cake.
Yes. Yeah, but Gigi's now covering up, so that's not fun. She's got pants on. She did get sat on, though. She did literally get sat on at one point in this match.
I love that part.
Yeah. And Jada's like having a second match with her trunks because she keeps like pulling them out. But it's like, look, lady,
it's not her fault, man.
You're the one who chose to wear that out there. You knew what it was. Just if it's gonna ride up, let it ride.
Let it go.
Yeah, come on.
Let it ride.
And then Ariana Grace, she comes out and she's like saying, "Why are we fighting?" So she's clearly forgot what her job is, what her actual day job is. So that was really fucking annoying, actually.
It was annoying. That's great.
She was being annoying, but that's fine. It was just the fact that they had her do that at all. It didn't make any sense. Why would she? Like, she's already been on TV wrestling in wrestling matches. She knows what wrestling is. So now why is she like talking about these girls? They were just having a regular match. It wasn't like this had turned into Dijak versus Crucifino or something. They were just running their spots, and she's like, please stop having your match that you were booked in. Stop. It's stupid. But anyway, Jada does win with the running version of the same forearm that she hit Gigi with 20 times in the match. Who's that?
That's Jada Parker.
Oh.
Can I just leave her there for a minute? Do you mind?
Oh, no problem.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's hard to look, Vet. Can you take your eyes off her ass, please? Let's be professional here.
Can you just flip the image so that it's pointed towards you then?
I'll just take it off. How about this? Would this help?
Yeah.
No.
Can't really take my eyes off that either for different reasons. All right. So any other thoughts on this weird Ariana Grace behavior, this match, anything that's not to do with Jada Parker's level of attractiveness?
I just don't
already covered.
I don't know if they know what they want to do with Ariana Grace. Like, why are they turning her? Like, isn't she supposed to be a delusional beauty? Well, I guess a delusional beauty queen who wants to bring peace to the earth and that type of dumb shit. Which will never happen, by the way. But
they hired her to fight. They gave her a contract and she's fought before.
I think eventually she'll snap. I mean, this is where those characters go. She'll snap and just maybe she becomes over time the opposite of what this character is. And she's more of her, badass judo player, like her dad is.
Karate Carmen?
Girls, what a waste. Anyway, next.
Judo Grace and Karate Carmen?
Yeah, no? Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. Well, it's the crew and the cup walk. And then we get our Heritage Cup sort of main event. It's our main event match. It's not necessarily the end of our show. It is Noam Dar versus, we don't know because they won't tell us. They're all lined up, and even to this point where they're all in the ring and the announcer doesn't even know, and she's ready to announce it and she doesn't know. And then three guys step back, and the one guy stepping forward is
Charlie Dempsey in the Chocolate Factory.
yes.
Who for some reason got a pop from the crowd.
Yeah, like what?
They were like, yes. So I'm like, what? Okay, he's over.
I have a feeling they would have done that no matter which guy it was.
Nah.
They probably would have.
I don't know. I think out of all the guys there, he was probably the most believable they thought to win that cup. You know what I mean? That makes any sense?
No, it doesn't.
Yes, he's British.
Not really. He's American.
British, bro. Okay.
His father is British.
His father. Did you not see him doing this with his wrist tape?
They all do that now.
Oh.
That's actually the pose. And there was even a sad shot of one guy in the crowd doing that pose. You saw that?
I did not.
Oh.
Let's go back.
There's just this, they just showed this one guy doing this. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Doing the
And nobody else
Baron
is
Von
doing
Raschke.
it around him. Yeah. All right. So round one ends with a backslide into a somersault bridge thing. And then a cheap shot afterwards from
Oh. Damon Kemp.
That's right. We don't get to do that as much anymore since he's just lost in this group, but
It's fine.
can't miss an opportunity when it comes up.
Yes.
You want to do it again just for old time's sake?
Damon Kemp. Yeah, I had a little more Damon Kemp in that one.
Yeah, a little more Damon Kemp.
Kemp.
Use more. It could always use more. I'd trade it all for a little bit more.
A little more Damon Kemp. I do miss him cutting promos. What happened to his brother? Is his brother still wrestling? You know what?
He's training for the Olympics again.
Big fucking ups to his brother. He got his brother a fucking job. That's what it was. I wonder if he never intended to fully sign with the. He was like, listen, bro, I really want to be a WWE wrestler. Can you make believe? You know?
I bet you know what it was. I bet Damon Kemp was watching Mae Young give birth to a hand, and Gable walked through the room and he saw him watching it. He was like, "Were you watching this shit, bro?"
Yep.
He was like,
That's
"Yes."
Yes, I think it's wonderful. It's
I'm gonna do this one day.
It's theater.
One day that'll be me. Sexual chocolate.
Sexual. You took it out of my mouth.
I took the chocolate out of Ray's mouth. All right. Round 2 ends in a slugfest. No decision. Round 3 ends in a double down. No decision. Round 4, 25 seconds in, Nova Roller to even it up at 1 apiece.
Who's the baby face here?
Clearly anybody they feel like.
I have something to say after this match. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, round 5, the crew runs shenanigans, and there's, as the announcer said, this is, by the way, Booker T is back. You may have said that when I was struggling with my technology. But
I did not, but I have to say it was good to have him back.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good to hear his voice and have him back. And remember, in the beginning, I didn't know how I felt about Booker T being on NXT, but it just fucking works, and it's better with him. So
this is better with him. Yeah. But yeah, so now Metaphor is outnumbered because the ladies aren't out here as they usually are. So it's only really 2 against 4 here. And so with that in mind, the shenanigans they run are a numbers game, and Charlie hits a dragon suplex, and we have a new owner of the Heritage Cup. He inherited this cup with a dragon suplex.
He did. So this is the deal with this match for me.
It's your favorite.
No, it wasn't my favorite. But
of all the gimmick matches, this is your favorite one.
I don't mind it. I really don't. I don't mind it. You have two heel factions who cheat, right?
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, Noam Dar, I guess they were booking him in this match as more of the baby face, because he was outnumbered. But then you want Noam Dar to lose because that's the only way he's been able to retain the cup with the cheating. So you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like you don't know how to feel. Do you feel happy that Noam Dar lost, or do you feel bad that he got cheated out of the cup? Noam Dar always cheats a lot with all the other girls and the guys, but now the tables have turned. So it's a weird fucking. This is the most weirdest booking of a fucking feud I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen it. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this before. It's just fucking weird. And it doesn't, I don't think it works.
Yeah.
Because who do you
There's
get?
a reason they don't normally do it like this.
Who do you get invested? Like, who do you root for? Who do you? Because listen, I know people are like, oh, it doesn't matter, a bad guy versus a bad guy. No, in wrestling, it's good versus evil. That's the way it is. That's the way it's always going to be. That's the only way it really works, because you want to get invested into a character, whether it's hating the bad guy and wanting to see the bad guy lose, or wanting to see the babyface overcome. Bad guy cheats, babyface overcomes the cheating and wins the match, or bad guy cheats, gets what he doesn't deserve. You know what I mean? So, I mean, am I off here?
No, but there's something you have to remember. Like, you know too much.
Yeah, but still,
You're way too educated as a fan, right? But think about it like this. Think about when you were younger. Even then, you probably knew a little bit. But think about when you were younger and you would see a heel match or a baby match or whatever, right? Now, if you think back to how you felt during those times, I can't speak for you, but for me, I like, in retrospect, when I look back at it, I like being put in that position of like, well, I don't like either of these guys, but who do I want to win this time? Like, I like having to think about it in those terms, or to see it from different terms. Because if you always see a heel in the heel spot against your favorite wrestlers that you want to win, that's all you'll ever see him as. But if you put him in a different light, now it's like, oh, I look at this guy differently. Actually, I do like this guy more than this other evil guy. So it's still, it's maybe not good versus evil, but it's evil versus lesser evil.
I get it. I mean,
it's why you don't do it all the time.
You actually,
but it's good to do it occasionally.
You sparked off a match that I remember watching between two enhancement talents that were bad guys on MSG television. They used to broadcast the MSG shows on MSG TV here in New York City, and it was Iron Mike Sharp versus Barry Horowitz. And Iron Mike Sharp won the match, and people were cheering for Mike Sharp. It was a weird fucking feeling. I still feel weird about it, but I understand where you're coming from. I get it. And when I was a kid watching a baby match, like, I guess I understand what you mean when it comes to that. Like, it's like, all right, who's just the better wrestler? They're gonna be clean, shaking hands. Eventually, those baby matches always ended up with a closed fist.
Yeah, somebody would take the heel role, but
right.
There's still so much, with wrestling being an art form, there's still so much, unmade art, so to speak. Like, sure. There's still so many masterpieces left to do that I don't think people would. I mean, I remember being disillusioned because I had an opportunity to work a heel match, and the other heels just wanted us to be the baby faces. And I'm like, that's the most boring fucking shit that anybody could do. You mean to tell me you don't even want to come up with fun ways that we can, like, try to out cheat each other or stuff like that? No, you just want to be fucking lazy. That's one of the things that got me out of the business. I was like, if I can't even talk to my peers and reason with them, what the fuck am I going to say if I go up to the big time? Ain't nobody going to listen to me. Sure. So there's lots of things you can do. It's an opportunity for people to change your mind about how you feel about things like this. And all it takes is to do it. Did these guys do it here today? Not really. Not the way it was set up. They had a good little match. And I would like to say that Charlie Dempsey is at least 100% better than he was when he first got into NXT. And he could still do better, but he's way better than when he first started. So, repetitions do count. And, we're seeing his progression here. Noam Dar is as good as he's going to get in NXT. That's what led me to what I was starting to say earlier when we were talking about the promo. I was trying to picture Metaphor in the current mix of Raw and SmackDown. Like, how would that act work? I mean, it should work. I mean, anything if they actually get behind it work, but a lot of the stuff that's going up there, they're not getting behind it. Pretty Deadly, barely on TV and not doing much when they are. And there could be reasons for that we don't know, but there's other people that are just going up there to get lost in the shuffle. You know, we already seen Braun's debut, and you know, he goes over on a guy real quick. Dante Chen, actually. Thankfully, they didn't, you know, they called somebody up just for that.
People were on social media. Who the hell is this guy? Why do they have him in the ring? And I had to educate people. Like, look, they've worked together a ton. Dante Chen's a good hand. You know what I'm saying? He's a big guy. They've wrestled a bunch together, so they wanted to make Braun Breaker look really good on national television. That's all it was. People had no idea. Why would they put him against this bum?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure most of the people were under the age of 28 that had no idea, you know, what it was like.
Which is the prime target for NXT audience.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Prime target.
So like a wrestler. Prime target, prime target Jamie Williams.
Yeah. Oh, guys, I'm coming back. I'm gonna go dust off the boots. But anyway, yeah, no, it's not gonna happen.
No? Okay.
Plus, they already copyrighted because they use that for their little TV shows on the Peacock or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was thinking, like, you already have Braun. Like, I can already see the path again, where they have him run over everybody, and then they run out of ideas already, and then everybody feels like he's getting forced down their throat, and then they turn on him. Like, it's going to happen again. The whole thing's going to happen again. But we're talking about metaphor here and Noam Dar and all this. So, I mean, I think it will work no matter what they do. They'd be a good, like, say, for example, the Alpha Academy, right? Mm-hmm. That's a good group that they could have some. You got something lost in the second hour of Raw. You could put those guys and get some entertaining stuff out of them and things like that. What do you think? What is there a spot or an idea on Raw or SmackDown for metaphor?
Well, I wouldn't change much of what they're doing now.
Okay, so you would just take it as is and transplant it.
I would, and I would, you know, obviously you're gonna have these two guys go for tag team gold. Him and Oro Mensah, with the girls continuously being fucking annoying and being distractions. Those guys, I think, could make a little money, you know, being tag team champions. And you know, I think people would get behind hating them because they definitely shouldn't be able to beat another tag team. They're too small or too, you know what I'm saying? But they keep winning.
I also like the idea of them using Lash Legend as a heater.
Lash Legend's fucking awesome, bro. Lash Legend. I just wanted to really quickly touch base on what's his name? Charlie Dempsey.
Okay.
And to really get him over. Oh wait, what's this?
Oh, that's what we need for Charlie Dempsey. You're right.
I'm sorry. So I just want you to really imagine this, okay? Charlie Dempsey's in this group, you know, whatever, they keep losing or whatever. They go on some type of losing streak where nobody's really winning. And you see Charlie Dempsey in the back, you know, just sitting down on one of those fucking boxes. I want you to picture this, unraveling the tape in his arm, you know? And then a hand touches his shoulder. And when the camera pans up, it's his father. And he says,
I thought you were going to say Jada Parker.
No, it's his father. I wish. It's his father. And he goes, "You and I need to talk." Go off screen. I think that would get a pop. I would like to see him and his father work together and him lose the name Dempsey. Even if he keeps the name Dempsey and stays away from the Regal name, I would like them to have Regal be in his corner. I can see Charlie Dempsey after this week going over as a hard-nosed tweener type babyface guy that people will like and respect because he's like a cool technical wrestler, like much like his father used to be. That's what I think. I don't know if they would ever do it. I don't know if William Regal even has the time, you know, depending on what his role is. But if his kid wants to get over, I think out of everybody in that group, I don't believe I would have said this a couple of months ago. I think he has the best potential.
Even more than Damon Kemp?
Yeah. Way more than Damon Kemp. Oh. So that's just how I think. I would love to know what you guys think in the chat. I would love to know what you think about that, Vet, really quickly before we end this night with the fucking main event talking segment.
Yeah, I think you definitely grew up watching WWE if you came up with that.
Okay, well then.
Dragunov and Mello are walking, and then Sean Spears leaves the building, and he gets TMZ'd. And then he said all that stuff he said earlier, and the truth can bring you to your knees, something like that. And then Roxanne walks out, and they try to TMZ her, and she's like, nope. So that was the best promo she's ever cut. Then we get to the contract signing. But surprise, Don Tony makes a move.
Surprise. What?
Yep, he's the real Don. And he pulled some strings, and he dismisses the security to show who has the real power in NXT. And then
He did the
Yep.
Right, there you go.
Yep.
Did you much like me? I was like, oh, I felt this was a positive thing because it's different. I remember how I told you I was so fucking tired of seeing Carmelo Hayes in that main event scene. I was like, okay, because this is something that they should have done with this guy a long time ago. He should have been the perennial guy going for gold, and there should be two guys behind him as his tag team. That's why he needs another guy. And Chris Avino is going to be perfect for that. They have a female. I think they need somebody else, like a Big Sal, an enforcer. And then I think that's perfect. If they can find a Big Sal, that would be great for that thing. But anyway, I popped for this. I enjoyed it. I thought this was done. And I like the way he dressed this time around.
Yeah, you could still do better, but at least it wasn't a sweatsuit.
Right. He came down with his his jacket, the nice hat matching. It's a very good look, by the way. Nice shoes. Okay. He needs to continue to evolve to be more taken seriously. You've said this 1,000 times. I think the next step is him getting a fucking haircut.
Yes. He should really get his hair cut.
Please, guys, if you guys are listening, the stooges out there from NXT, consider having him cut his hair.
Yeah, just a ponytail. You can it's still just slick it back like he does, but just cut off the extra length.
It doesn't work. And in no mob movie does anybody have a fucking ponytail. You tell me.
I've never seen it. But even if they, even if he did, and even if they do, and all that other stuff, it's part of the image change. So we've already seen you with the ponytail and the velour tracksuit. Now we need to see you with a different haircut, different facial hair, and different clothes.
I just got a text from Big Vito saying that Noel is out of surgery and everything is good. Everything is good. Yeah. You guys know. By the way, thank you guys for everything, man. All the help you guys did with the thing he was doing when he was selling off. What do you call that thing?
Auction?
The auction. The multiple auctions helped out immensely. Thank you. Do me a favor, guys. Go on social media. I want to say this now before I forget. At Big Vito Brand, at Noella Grasso or Magic Tea Spiller on social media, and just send her your love. All right, guys, please. I appreciate it. Trust me, it helps out. So anyway, as we were saying.
Oh, well, essentially, yada, yada, yada. Tony made the match for Roadblock a #1 contenders match. So it's going to be him versus Mello. And the winner gets to face Dragunov at Stand and Deliver. And, what's his name? Mello doesn't really like that, so he just gives Tony the Farouk spinebuster through the table.
Yeah. So that's the way it ended. So I really hope that they fucking I'd be looking more I'll be looking forward more to seeing Tony D'Angelo versus Dragunov for the title than Carmelo Hayes. I'm tired. I'm so tired of Carmelo Hayes' act. And I like Carmelo Hayes, but he should have been fucking brought up a while ago. He's been champion.
How many times?
How many times?
SmackDown.
Wasn't he champ twice already?
He was champ a couple times.
He's already had the angles. He's fought everybody. And I was saying off air to you, Vet, that I'm kind of like the whole. All right, goodbye, Todd. Have a great day, brother. Thank you for joining us. I'm very underwhelmed by this Dragunov title run. It's not doing it for me. So
It's their fault. Their main event scene. This is what they did to themselves.
Anyway, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, this sucked.
Oh, stop it. Come on, man.
Everything sucked.
It didn't suck.
Everything was the worst.
I disagree, guys. I think
I didn't like anything.
I thought this was a very solid show. Had some good build towards the Roadblock gimmick that we have coming up. Some twists and turns. We had a debut not a debut.
We had a build up to this thing we didn't know was going to be next week.
Oh, come on, man. Elizabeth Awful Sauce. Guys, come on.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that bad. I thought it was
the cup match was okay. Cup match was fine.
The cup match was good. The Dijak match was good. What else do you had there? What
Dijak match was like an angle, really.
It was good, man.
It wasn't good.
It was a good show.
Sean Spears came out with no pants.
Kalani Jordan, Kiana James was good. Idris Inoue, that was a pretty good match, but it shouldn't have gone that long. Jakara Jackson versus Roxanne Perez did business. Dijak versus Luca Crucifino, business. I thought it was good. Very good match. Actually, my favorite match of the night. Lexus King versus Von Wagner. Silly ending. Terrible booking. Not great, but I like Lexus King.
Boo.
Gigi Dolan versus Jada Parker. All I have to say is Jada Parker.
Jada Parker.
That's it. And then the Charlie Dempsey match, I thought it was very, very good. Now we end with the talking segment, which did business promoting the next pay-per-view. I thought this was a well-booked show. I respectfully disagree with you. But I think it's up to you guys. If you guys haven't watched the show, maybe go back and take a look at it. It should be up on the cock. So
whatever you do, don't take a look at it. If you want to just take Big Ray's word for it, that's fine. If you want to take my word for it, that's fine. But whatever you do, by God, don't you watch it. That's what we're here for.
So I'm sorry, I'm texting V. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, if you guys don't want to watch it, like Vet was just saying, yeah, I mean, that's why we do this every single week.
I expressly forbid you to watch it.
I mean, I would say watch it.
Such a good hour and 40 minutes of your life that you could be spending doing other things.
It's actually more an hour and 32 minutes because
you'll never get that hour and 32 minutes back. It'll be gone forever if you watch this.
Well, Javi Uchiha says, I'm not watching that junk. Well, thank you for watching us at least. I appreciate it. Yeah. And yes,
where else can he watch us?
And Thea Hale.
Oh, yeah.
Thea Hale was great.
Yeah, she was there for 1 minute of screen time.
Solid.
Go watch Thea Hale's 1 minute on WWE's YouTube channel.
Hey, you see that with Dark Side Cast? What does it say there?
Solid D.
That's what Colin gets every day at the Glory Hole. Anyway, what do you want to promote and put over and pontificate, Mr. Veteran?
Yeah, add Opinion Haver on all your favorite platforms, social media or otherwise. Opinion Haver. That's me.
That's the vet.
Yeah. And then you want to check me out on the Impact Attack, talk about some wrestling over there with Brandon. If you want to be there live, that's every 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Monday. If you want to be live for that one. And if you are listening to this and for some reason you don't listen to that show and you're saying like, who wants to listen to TNA talk? I don't watch TNA. Don't worry about that.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, Ray doesn't watch it. He doesn't care. He pretended to be so excited when TNA came back, and then he's already off the train.
I just don't have time. I have no time.
Even if you had time, nobody can blame you. It's fine. It's fine. Moose is great, but I would still say better uses of your time. But if you want to listen to us talk about it on your commute or while you're doing other things in the background, right? I encourage you to check out the Impact Attack. We have fun doing that.
If you want
And then, you know, maybe you like AEW. Maybe AEW is more your thing, or maybe it isn't. But no matter what, whether you like it or you don't like it, learn to love it because it's the best thing going today. What is?
Sorry.
It is the wreckage. Because after the collision, Jimmy T and I will sift through the wreckage.
No,
we had a special run in.
Stop it. Say it the right way.
All right, for the fans of Chicago, we sift through the wreckage. And we got the Professor joining us with the big run-in this past episode. So a lot of philosophical talking that skirted around the actual issue of covering Collision. So that's always the best, right? So check out the wreckage every 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on Sunday mornings if you like to check us out live. Yeah, you know, that's basically what I got going on a regular basis. But then besides me, there's also Wrestling with Rip Rogers every Friday. It kind of seems like 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. They go live with a Q&A where you ask Rip Rogers questions for about an hour. And then on this Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, they will be joined by
No way.
Matt Riddle.
That's
the
cool.
current New Japan Pro Wrestling Television Champion. He's better than Arn and Tully put together.
Oh, shit.
He's the king of bros, and he's going to be on with Rip Rogers and Von Lila, so that's going to be nuts. I can't wait to watch that one. I think this is the first time they've had a sitting champion on. It's weird. So
is it really?
That's going to be cool. Yeah. It's going to be cool. MLW's own Matt Riddle, but he's also a New Japan champion, so he's doing big stuff. And then, of course, Stevie Richards. If you want to talk about doing big stuff, what's bigger than Stevie Richards? Big Stevie Cool. For the Patreon supporters of Stevie Richards, you could right now get an exclusive inside look at his new studio setup.
Mm-hmm.
So just sign up for Steve Richards Patreon and get a look at this sweet setup. I'm looking at it now. Looks pretty sweet. Yeah, but if you don't want to be a Patreon supporter, go to the YouTube channel. That's free. And then you'll get all kinds of clips and fun stuff over there. And if you don't like that wrestling analysis channel, he's got a fitness channel. If you don't like the fitness channel, he's got a tech channel. If you don't like his channels, his wife has a channel. If you don't like her, what the hell's wrong with you? She's a lovely woman. And she goes on adventures in Florida. So. Oh. Well, I haven't been on Rip Rogers in a while, so.
All right.
I don't have a gold belt. But yeah, that's everything. So Stevie Rogers, Rip Richards, all those guys. Check them out. And go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Listen, guys and gals, again, we'll be live on the AU show tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. I haven't even made a thumbnail for the damn show. We haven't even really planned the damn show, but usually when we plan the shows, when we don't plan the shows, we have a lot of fun. We want to keep it actually very positive today, and I know the theme's going to be the bigger picture of things in life. So I'll be throwing that up soon. So join us tonight, guys, for the A show, and don't forget this weekend, this Saturday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the podcast version of the Road Warriors Heel Turn, the Great Pro Wrestling Spotlight. PWR presents Pro Wrestling Spotlight Greatest Heel Turns Road Warriors. So we're going to talk about the Road Warriors and they're running the NWA when they turned into bad guys. They started beating people up even more than they did before. So check that out, guys and gals. Again, we're here every single Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please subscribe to channelattitude.com. And somebody left a comment regarding Ben quitting HMG. That's never going to happen. Ben will always be here in mind and spirit.
It'll just be MG?
Yeah, media
What?
group. Ain't gonna happen. Frank Spicklebauer says he'd rather watch the Donkey Show. Who wouldn't? And I think with that, I think it's time to say goodbye. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you here next week for the Next Level Wrestling Review. In the words of I don't know. How about this?
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
All right, guys, we're out of here. God bless you guys. Take care of yourselves. And
oh, shuggy duggy quack quack.
Peace out, guys.
Yeet. Yowie wowie.
Yes, boy.
Yeah.
This is the Hustler Rip Rogers. Yeah, it's fucking me. Yeah, and listen to the fucking Hameen Media Group. That's Ben Hameen Media Group from Rip Rogers. Go get him and go fuck yourself.